Oh, my face is wet. Hey, it's Addie, and today we are finishing Band of Brothers. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, welcome. Today we are watching the final 2 episodes of Band of Brothers. I can't believe I've made it this far. We've already watched 8 episodes together, so now we just have the final 2. I haven't looked up what the title of the last episode is, but this one is called Why We Fight. So I imagine that this one is definitely going to be an emotional one. A lot of the last few, honestly, the entire series is an emotional journey and it's so hard to watch, but the last few have definitely been that way. I have just really been thinking about, of all of the characters, the one that's like really been on my mind lately is Buck, and seeing, I guess, just the PTSD that Buck is going through and just how all of this is just changes his life forever. And I don't know, like, we really saw, I don't know, I don't even know if I have words for it. Obviously, all of them are going through this, and all of them will have a lot of PTSD, and their lives are changed forever. But seeing how much it was affecting Buck and how he had to leave because of it, his story, all of their stories are tragic, but that one I've just really been thinking about a lot lately. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how this ends, what happens to Easy Company, and just seeing how all of this wraps up. I don't know if it'll be in this episode. I imagine it'll be in the last episode where we finally find out who is being interviewed at the beginning of each episode. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Honestly, that's one of the things I'm most looking forward to. So we only have 2 episodes left, so let's just get into it. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe for more reaction videos, and let's get into Band of Brothers.
The Germans didn't really have that much of a heart for it, and they realized that the end was there.
We used to say only good crowd is a dead one. Most of them were kids. We all were kids.
We thought that the Germans were probably the evilest people in the world. As the war went along, we found out also that it wasn't the Germans per se.
That man and I might have been good friends. We might have had a lot in common. Under different circumstances, we might have been good friends.
Wow, to hear them say that, it's kind of wild, because obviously in war, you're pitted against each other, you're fighting, you're killing each other. But then to, I guess, look back and think under different circumstances, things would be very different. Wow. Ooh, right there, that sustained note. Ooh, it gives me goosebumps every single time. Why we fight. My heart is racing right now. Just the silence, I guess.
Say one thing about the crowds. Sure clean up good.
Yeah. All he needs is a little Mozart.
It's not Mozart. That's Beethoven.
It's Beethoven. He knows his composers. 1 month earlier. I guess let's see how we got there.
You got a box all this stuff will fit into?
Yes, sir, I think so. Boy, your folks are sure gonna have quite a collection by the time you get home, sir. Finders keepers.
In here. You're probably the only man in the 101st with 3 combat stars over his jump wings.
Not bad for someone who's never fired his weapon in combat, huh?
Is that true?
You've never?
Nope.
Really? Wow. That's almost hard to believe. Wow.
How'd it go this morning, the jump?
It was great.
He's not
Took a direct hit over the
in a
drop
good
zone.
mood, in a good
I got out. 2
headspace.
others got out.
The rest of the boys?
Oh, they blew up over Germany somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
About what?
Well, tough situation.
Oh,
for
yeah,
you.
the boys, yeah. You know, the real tragedy is they also lost their CO, so guess who gets to write all the letters home?
Yeah, that has to be so hard.
Sink is transferring you back down to Battalion S3.
What do you think I should write to these parents, Dick?
Hear what I said, Nix? You've been demoted.
Yeah, demoted, got you. I don't know how to tell them their kids never even made it out of the goddamn plane.
You tell them what you always tell them. Their sons died as heroes.
You really still believe that?
Yeah, I do. Don't you?
Seems like he doesn't even care about being demoted. He has so many other things on his mind.
You'll all be happy to know Oklahoma's still playing on Broadway.
Oklahoma, where no wind comes sweeping down the plain.
Oh, so you know it.
Behind the rain.
I'll keep you singing your Bennett.
Her voice was lovely.
So when do you think we're gonna jump into Berlin and see some real action?
You're in a rush?
I just thought I'd ask.
Yeah, why don't you do us all a favor? Don't think. Damn replacements.
Okay. No thinking aloud.
Hey, O'Brien, relax, would you? I'm trying to read.
You're interrupting his reading.
Hey, O'Brien, shut up. I told you, it's O'Keefe. Do you understand that this is the best part of I've seen? So quit asking about when you're gonna see some action, will you? When you ship out? A few weeks ago? Yeah. It's been 2 years since I seen home.
That's so long.
President's dead.
Pair of queens bets.
No, I'm out.
I think he finished that one.
All right.
God damn it.
I'll tell you something. Are we waiting on him again?
Yep.
Buddy.
Morning. Captain Nixon. Good to see you, sir. Thanks. Listen, I'm having some trouble finding some whiskey.
He does not care about his mail.
I had 69. Exactly right. I gotta be honest with you,
That's the
sir. That ain't
one.
gonna be easy to find here in Germany. It ain't gonna be cheap. Well, that won't be a problem.
300,000 Krauts just surrendered. We're moving out in an hour.
Sir, your mail.
He did not come here for his mail. He needs the whiskey.
Jesus Christ, the dog? Katz is divorcing me.
I'm sorry.
Oh. And he's already going through so much right now.
Taking the kid?
And the
She's
dog.
taking the dog? It's not even her dog. It's my dog! She's taking my dog!
Yeah, on top of everything that he's already dealing with. This song is kind of uplifting and also very depressing.
You okay, Max? Yeah, I'm fine.
He's not fine.
She hates that dog.
Yeah, I'd be mad if I didn't get my dog. I'd be mad about that too.
Janovic, what you reading? An article.
About what?
What's it about? It's about why we're fighting the war.
Why we fight? Title of the episode.
It seems that the Germans are bad. You don't say. Germans are bad.
You're now entering enemy territory. Keep on the alert. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Even in defeat, they still know how to march with pride. Hey, you stupid fascist pigs!
It's enough, Webster.
Yeah.
Give it a rest.
You ignorant, servile scum! What the f are we doing here?
Oh, and that guy, O'Keefe, is it? He's a replacement. Is that the first time he's seen anything like this?
I want to send out some patrols.
You're not worried about an ambush, are you?
No, just in case we have to stay here for the night.
Maybe we should be worried about an ambush, though. Oh, it's too quiet.
Okay, Sarge. Why the hell are you so jumpy, boy?
Yeah, you're a little jumpy, buddy.
Hey, George. Kind of reminds you of Bastogne.
Yeah, minus the snow.
Except, of course, there's no snow.
Yep.
And the trees aren't exploding from Kraut artillery, but yeah.
Yeah, just about the same.
Bull, smack him for me, please. Thank you.
Hello?
Is he about to get shot? I feel like something's going to happen to Nixon in this episode. Oh, you're gonna remind him of his dog. I'm just waiting for something to happen to them. I mean, something's about to happen.
Hey, join us. Sir.
I'm kind of afraid where this is going. If it's going where I think it's going.
Frank, what is it?
I don't know, sir. I don't know.
Open it up. Sir.
Lipton, find me lead gun. Yes, sir.
Leave gun!
All right, boys. These people need care. Give them water and any spare rations you might have. Grab me some blankets.
Whatever you can.
Take some water.
They burned some of the huts first. Well, the prisoners still in them, sir. They didn't have enough ammo for all the prisoners, so they killed as many as they could.
Oh.
Behind them and headed south.
And then left.
Ask him what kind of camp this is.
He says it's a work camp for unwanted, disliked, maybe.
Juden.
Jews.
Polen. Zigeuner.
The women's camp is at the next railroad stop.
Yeah, this is not the only one.
Look at their arms.
Yeah.
Like cattle.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't think this is what you meant when you wanted to see some action.
Find spares and figure out how the hell to get him some food.
Stehen bleiben! Bringen Sie das sofort wieder zurück! Das ist eine Sauerei!
Take it off.
Shut up! Das soll das Brot augenblicklich wieder zurückgeben!
Ich bin kein Nazi.
Not a Nazi. My mistake. How about a human being? Are you one of those? Or are you gonna tell me that you never smelled the f***ing stench?
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
We got more water on the way.
We need to stop giving these men food right now. We give them too much to eat too quickly, they'll eat themselves to death. We need to keep them in the camp till we can find a place for them in town. We need to keep them centralized so we can supervise their food intake and medical treatment.
Yes, sir.
Can't tell them that, sir.
Yeah.
Got to, Joe. These prisoners have to be put back in the camp immediately. Let the men know.
That's heartbreaking. I mean, I understand, but that's heartbreaking.
Sie müssen wieder ins Lager zurück. Es ist nur für eine kurze Zeit.
Oh gosh. Having to be the one to tell them that. Yeah, that would be heartbreaking.
Turns out I'm staying in the only dry friggin' house in Germany.
Thought you weren't drinking a local.
Yeah, well.
Guess he has to now.
Been finding camps like this all over the place. Seems
Yeah.
the Russians liberated one a lot worse.
Yeah.
10 times as big. Execution chambers, ovens.
Locals claim that they never even knew the camp existed.
They're gonna have a hell of an education tomorrow. Ordered every able-bodied German in town aged 14 to 80 to start burying the bodies. That'll begin in the morning. We head out for Dahlen tomorrow.
Is she the woman from the house? Back at the beginning of the episode.
Hitler's dead. Is the war over, sir?
No.
Not yet.
We have orders to Berchtesgaden, and we're gonna move out in 1 hour. Should have killed himself 3 years ago. Saved us a lot of trouble. Yeah, he should have.
During the following months, Allied forces discovered numerous POW concentration and death camps. These camps were part of the Nazi attempt to effect the final solution to the Jewish question. Between 1942 and 45, 5 million ethnic minorities and 6 million Jews were murdered, many of them in the camps. Oh gosh. I mean, this one has definitely been the hardest to watch up until now. I mean, every episode has been hard to watch in its own way, but this one was hard. I mean, obviously so heavy. Yeah, since I don't know Easy Company's journey through all of this, I didn't know if they would encounter any concentration camps, so I didn't know if we would see that side of the war in this series, but we did. I mean, the episode being called Why We Fight, I mean, that's it. I mean, that's exactly, I don't know, I guess that's just the perfect title of the episode and just everything that went down. Okay. 1 episode to go. This is the last time I'll be watching this opening. I feel like it was one thing to watch it in the first few episodes, but now knowing I guess like the emotions that go behind it, now that I've like gotten to know all of them too, it just, you kind of look at just this opening differently. Points. Oh, I guess we're not starting with interviews in this one. I guess maybe we'll end the series with the interviews.
It was more than 3 years since Louis Nixon and I decided to join the paratroops. Not knowing what would happen to us, I certainly didn't expect to find myself at a place like this.
I thought it might be you.
Come to join me for a morning swim?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
What is that?
Ran into the regimental photographer.
Look at the two of you.
What do you think you'll do after this?
I had a meeting with Colonel Sink. He discussed the possibility of staying.
In the Army?
Yeah,
Is that
as
what
a
you
career.
want?
Said I'd think about it.
What do you think about New Jersey? There's a company in Nixon, New Jersey. It's called Nixon Nitration Works. Oddly enough, I know the owners. I thought maybe I'd drag you with me.
Are you offering me a job?
Maybe.
We'll see how you do in your interview, but, you know, man of your qualifications, I think probably scrape something up.
Yeah, I'll think about it. I really appreciate it.
Think about it.
I'm glad they've stayed so close over the last year.
Job offers. Hard to fathom. And the war wasn't even over. We'd entered Bavaria in early May with the hopes of capturing Berchtesgaden. It was the Nazi Party's symbolic home. The first step was blocking the roads.
Yeah, they did that.
Well, if you're the SS, you're not going to let us waltz into Hitler's house.
Let's go find out where Hitler lived.
Eerie.
Yeah.
Not even any natives. That's because this is the one town you can't deny being a true Nazi. Well, you have to be to live here.
Ooh. Is anyone here?
No.
I don't think I would want any of this stuff.
Don't even think about it.
Permission to climb the mountain, sir? Eagle's Nest?
Easy, you'll head up the mountain through the Obersalzberg and take the Eagle's Nest.
Easy's the one doing it.
The Eagle's Nest was a surprise birthday present for Hitler.
Whoa.
8,000 feet up, accessible by a gold-plated elevator. And the man was afraid of heights.
Whoa. I did not know about the Eagle's Nest.
Here's to him.
Cheers. Whoa.
Love your Eagle's Nest. I hope you don't mind. We made ourselves at home. Love what you've done with the place.
All troops stand fast on present positions.
I think they're okay with that.
German army surrendered. I got a present for you.
Seems like they're kind of just in shock to hear that.
What is this place? Herman Goering's house?
What's in here?
10,000 bottles of the world's finest liquor, wine, and champagne.
Oh my gosh, that's so much.
Take what you want and have each company take a truckload.
He's in heaven.
Happy VE Day.
VE Day? Victory in Europe.
Happy VE Day.
Anything you like?
And no one wanted to leave Berchtesgaden.
No.
Until they saw Austria.
It is really beautiful here. Dang. Gosh, just choked on my own words. This is making me want to go to Austria. Wow. And this view. I want to go here.
Have all your men collect the weapons, deposit them at the church, at the school, and at the airfield.
Please accept this as my formal surrender, Major.
You may keep your sidearm, Colonel.
Okinawa, where one of the bloodiest engagements of the war is being fought. Okinawa is the next big step towards victory over Japan.
When are we going? We don't have a date yet. Some of them will have enough points to go home instead. I think most of us here will have enough. And each of us will have to decide what to do. But I want those veterans who are staying, all new replacements ready to fight. Get your NCOs on it.
They're gonna love
They'll
you.
have work to do.
Hey, you know what? I got an idea. Why don't we just shoot bull here? Feed the company for a week.
No.
You let him get away. Army ought to be glad to be rid of you.
I wish, you know. Seems they want me to stay around a while. How many points you need? 15. 15? Jesus Christ, I thought I had it bad.
General Taylor is aware that many veterans, including Normandy veterans, still do not have the 85 points required to be discharged. He has authorized a lottery to send one man home in each company. For easy company, the winner is...
There's nothing else in that hat, in that helmet.
Sergeant Darrell C. Powers.
I was curious if there would be any resentment to the one person who's selected, but it seems like they're all happy for him.
The 101st Airborne Division will definitely be redeployed to the Pacific. At 0600 hours, we will begin training to go to war.
Again, they've been able to actually like breathe and relax. I mean, like, not relax, but they've had a better time recently, but they're gonna have to go right back into it.
Back home in Virginia, I just don't rightly know how I'm gonna explain all this.
You're a hell of a fine soldier, Shifty. There's nothing more to explain.
Thank you, sir.
2 days later, Shifty Powers was on a truck headed for the rear in a boat home. Unfortunately, the truck was hit head-on by a drunken corporal from another regiment. He survived, but had to spend the next few months in a series of hospitals. I wish I could say that he was our only casualty in Austria.
Oh, man. He was going home and then just, that's so sad. I mean, I'm glad he survived.
Guts and Glory here applied for a transfer.
What? 13th Airborne are heading out for the Pacific right away. If I'm going, I want to get it over with.
Are you in on this too? I can't let him go by himself. He doesn't know where it is.
So you're both going. That's so brave. I mean, you could use this time to rest and relax somewhat, but oh.
So you were given command of the company on D-Day.
Yeah. And so much has happened since then.
They bumped you to Battalion XO. Bastards took your company away.
And we know this haunts him.
I fired my last shots there.
You got through Bastogne without having to fire your weapon.
That is correct, sir.
And you were on the line the whole time. Can't imagine a tougher test for a leader, having to sit through a siege like that.
And you're trying to get transferred to do all of this again.
Looking to have your own division someday?
No. Yeah, I don't know, sir.
Because if you think you need more combat experience to get stars on your helmet, you've done enough.
Thank you, sir. It's not my objective.
Is he going to get transferred?
If they do go to the Pacific eventually, you should be running one of the battalions. And frankly, I think you men have earned the right to keep you around.
So I would stay in Austria for the time being, waiting for orders, and trying to watch over soldiers who had no enemy to fight.
One of those Polacks what was at the slave camp said this is where the guy lives, right here.
Which camp?
Whatever camp. Under direct orders, and I'm happy to follow it.
Is this personal to you?
No, it's a goddamn order.
Shoot him! I don't think they're going to. Who did that?
Officers don't run.
The war's over, anybody would run.
No. Are they injured or killed?
He was dead when they brought him in.
75 points. He was 10 points short.
The enemy had surrendered.
So close to going
but
home.
somehow men were still dying. Stuck here because they didn't have the points. What they did have plenty of were weapons, alcohol, and too much time on their hands.
So yeah, people are going to get hurt with that combination. You would think that they would be safe. There wouldn't be any casualties at this point, but I mean, there very much are. Yeah.
Wait here. You okay, Matt? You need some help? They wouldn't give me any gas. Krauts. This limey wouldn't listen. I think he was a major.
Are you gonna shoot him too?
I guess I'll just use his jiba. Hold on a second now, right?
He's... Oh my gosh.
He's not gonna make it.
Ah.
You can't operate on him? Not me. You'd need a brain surgeon.
What are you doing?
Go find a brain surgeon.
Come with me.
What happened to him? He was shot in the head.
If you want him to live, you'll help me. First, by putting that away. Let me
I
drive.
think that's fair.
We'll get there faster.
Is him?
Is he gonna shoot?
Have the MPs take care of this piece of shit.
Grant's dead?
No.
Not yet.
Our surgeon says he's gonna make it.
Oh, good.
I'm guessing they were Hitler's photo albums, sir.
No, you looked at him, but you didn't take him.
That's right, sir.
I don't believe you.
I'll be watching you. You're dismissed.
Are you lying? That smirk.
I know Easy Company's gonna need a commanding officer post-war, somebody to hold their hand.
So you decided to stay in the Army?
Yes, I'm gonna stay with the men.
Well, I'm glad to hear it.
So some of us would stay by choice, but others were stuck here unless we could find excuses to send them away.
You'll be like a technical advisor and make sure they get everything right. Sorry, it's not a more hospitable location.
Paris is just fine.
Paris is just fine.
I won't let you down, sir.
You're looking out for your men.
You've given me the choice as to where to reassign you, and I thought battalion headquarters might be a good place.
I can think of few better, sir.
Yeah, you're looking out for everyone.
With your permission, I would like to address my men briefly.
That'll be fine, General.
Oh, look who it is. We're seeing him one last time. You won't even look at him?
Captain Sobel, we salute the rank, not the man.
Man up!
I guess maybe that's the last time we see him.
Krieg.
Yeah, can you translate for us?
It's been a long war. It's been a tough war. We fought bravely, proudly for your country. We found in one another a bond that exists only in combat. I'm proud to have served with each and every one of you. You deserve long and happy lives in peace.
Take a look at these two kids.
Oh, little babies.
New Jersey, huh?
Think about it.
Is that what you're gonna do, Winter?
I am.
Hey!
But Compton came back to see the company to let us know that he was all right.
Fuck.
He became a prosecutor in Los Angeles and was later appointed to the California Court of Appeals.
It brings me so much joy to see him smile.
Webster
Oh my
became a
gosh.
writer for the Saturday Evening Post and Wall Street Journal, and later wrote a book about sharks. In 1961, he went out on the ocean alone and was never seen again.
What?
George Luz became a handyman in Providence, Rhode Island. 1,600 people attended his funeral.
Whoa. Oh my gosh.
Frank Bracani returned to Chicago and worked a postal route as a mailman. Joe Liebgott returned to San Francisco and drove his cab.
Just like you said you would.
Bull Ranneman was one of the best soldiers I ever had. He went into the earth-moving business in Arkansas. He's still there. Alton Moore returned to Wyoming with a unique souvenir, Hitler's personal photo albums.
Oh, you did take it.
Carwood Lipton became a glass-making executive in charge of factories all over the world. Ronald Spears stayed in the Army. In 1958, returned to Germany as governor of Spandau Prison.
This morning, President Truman received the unconditional surrender from the Japanese.
So they're not going over.
Each man in the 101st Airborne would be going home, and each would have to rejoin the world as best he could.
Yeah, how do you even start to rejoin the world?
Lewis Nixon had some tough times after the war, and in 1956 he married a woman named Grace, and everything came together for him. He spent the rest of his life with her, traveling the world.
Aww.
I took up his job offer and was a personnel manager at the Nixon Nitration Works until I was called back into service in 1950 to train officers, and I'd had enough of war. I stayed around Hershey, Pennsylvania, finally finding a little farm where I still live today. There is not a day that goes by that I do not think of the men I served with who never got to enjoy the world without war.
It's a very unusual happening, and it's a very unusual bonding.
We knew that we could depend on each other.
Oh.
Brave, so brave was unbelievable. And,
Malarkey.
I'm just one part of the big war, that's all. One little part. Sometimes it makes me cry.
The real men, the real heroes, are the fellows that are still buried over there and those that come home to be buried.
And after the war was over and you came back out, I lost all that confidence.
We just hoping to stay alive, that's all. Yeah. We in it shall be remembered. We lucky few. We band of brothers.
We band of brothers.
Grandpa, were you a hero in the war? Grandpa said no. But I served in a company of heroes.
Oh, gosh, what a way to end. Oh my gosh. Oh, oh, my face is wet. I didn't expect at the end. Oh gosh. I don't know. I didn't I knew the entire time throughout this entire series that the interviews were my favorite part. I loved like hearing from them firsthand. It's just hearing their accounts. But I didn't expect like when you find out what happens to them at the end, and then when you see their names. I didn't expect to like just burst into tears right there. But I think it was just like a beautiful way to connect. I mean, obviously we're watching what happened to them, but I guess it's sometimes easy to forget that like these are real people. This really happened. And so to finally be able to just connect it all with the real people, and I mean, we saw everything that they went through, and then to finally find out who they were at the end. Oh, it was just so beautiful. Whew. I mean, I definitely cried throughout the series, but I mean, I think that was just like a wonderful way to wrap up the series. And I know there's a documentary. I am planning on watching it. So don't worry about that. I am planning on watching that next, but I wonder if I'm crying this hard now. I wonder if I'll cry with a documentary and watching them talk more about it. Oh my gosh. I mean, this show was just so well done. I mean, it was hard to watch. I mean, everything was hard to watch, but I mean, these 2 episodes definitely were. I mean, episode 9, Why We Fight. I mean, that was just heartbreaking to see. And it's also like being on this side of history and like learning about World War II and the Holocaust. Like, we know that happens, that what happened, but to think that in that moment, whenever they came across the camp, they really didn't know what was happening. And that was new to them. And just to like come across that without knowing what they were about to see. I mean, that's just horrific. Obviously, it is horrific and terrifying and should never have happened. But to see them experience it, I mean, just heartbreaking. I mean, that episode was just so hard to watch. This one was also hard to watch in the sense where they were just waiting. I mean, even after victory in Europe, so VE Day, I guess the anxiety of just waiting to go to Japan, not knowing when that was going to happen, even though there was peace in Germany at the time. I mean, they were still waiting for what was to come next. Like, whatever Winter said, he said something about the combination of alcohol and weapons and PTSD with all of them. I mean, that's things are going to happen. So, I mean, it's so tragic to think that they were so close to going home. They were so close, and they were just waiting for their next orders, and like still people were getting injured and still people were dying. That's so heartbreaking. You would think that everyone would be fine at that point because there's peace in Europe, but I mean, no, people still died. It's heartbreaking. I don't even know what to say. I feel like this series, just watching it, I think it is life-changing, and I think like it gives you a different perspective on life. I mean, we watched them truly become a band of brothers, and I mean, everything that they went through was obviously horrifying, and no one should have to go through that. But I mean, we did see that bond between all of them. Winters did say something along the lines of once they left Europe, like they just had to go back to the real world. Like, I mean, how do you even begin to try to get back to normal life? I mean, like, I don't know. I truly don't know. I don't know. I mean, that's obviously something that will affect you the rest of your life. I mean, it changes everything. So I imagine it's so difficult to try to just go back to normal, go back to everyday life. I mean, I literally don't even know how you would begin to do that. But oh my gosh, I mean, they're all incredibly brave. I mean, Winter's wanting to, I'm glad that they didn't transfer him, but Winter's like still wanting to go to Japan to still do some good when he can. I mean, that's so brave. I'm glad that he didn't, and I'm glad that he stayed, and I'm glad that we could actually see him in real life in this series. But wow, I keep thinking too about, I don't know, I've cried over chocolate so many times in this series, and just because it's just something so simple, so easy to get now, but I mean, it's just these little luxuries that you just take for granted every day. But something like as simple as chocolate was a gift between all of them, a way to bond, a thing to bring joy. I don't know. I feel like I could ramble on and on and on about this, but I should probably wrap this up soon. But I'm so glad that I watched this. I mean, thank you all for recommending this series. At this point, to me for years. I'm so glad I finally watched it. I'm also glad that I did 2 episodes at a time because honestly, emotionally, I don't think I could binge watch this show. I don't think I could do more than 2 at a time, but I feel like 2 at a time was a good pace to get through the series. But at this point, now I'm glad that they wrapped up everything. I'm glad that Winters like told us everything that happened to each of them. But now I'm really looking forward to watching the documentary. I'm curious how it'll go, if like it'll be a lot of interviews similar to the interviews in this one. I'm excited to see more of that. I don't know if it'll follow maybe their lives after the war. I don't know. But I am definitely looking forward to watching the documentary and I guess wrapping up this journey. So I will see you soon for that. But this video, this was the last 2 episodes of Band of Brothers. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following along on this journey with me. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.